up, folks? We're here with
I
another
think my connection's right.
podcast. Let's get it. Let's go. Today, I got a special guest, a homie. We actually in the same area too. That's kind of crazy. Tell him what's up, bro.
Yep. What's up? Hi, everybody.
All right. So first, before we get into, tell them where they can find you at, what you do. Tell us a little bit about you, bro, before we get into it.
Sure. My name is Teddy. You can find me on YouTube, Teddy Slump. I do anime commentary, anime video essays, gaming, and I'm just happy to be here for real.
All right, thanks for coming on. Before we get into the episode, you guys remember to like, comment, subscribe, turn notification bell, notify for all Anime Against Show content. Follow us on TikTok, Anime Against Show, Instagram, Anime Against Show, my co-host, IW.Lens, and RNC Dark for his Twitch. And follow friend of the show, good homie, Argat2. Now let's get into it, Teddy, man. We've been talking, chatting it up. But before we even get into your YouTube or all that stuff, how'd you get into anime? What age if you remember? What show? All that.
That's kind of like, it's kind of like a long, not even a long story, just like an interesting story. Cause it's like, I got into anime like several different times. I guess it was like different moments. But like starting off just like as a kid, like I think it was like sort of when anime, cause it's like early 2000s, right? So it's like anime first starting to really like gain some steam in the West. So, you know, like Pokemon going crazy. And then there was like a lot of Pokemon sort of clones coming out. Like, I don't know if you remember like Bakugan.
Blade stuff.
Beyblade, Yu-Gi-Oh! All that sort of like collect the monster sort of deal. And so I would always watch those shows. And like me and my friends, we would like, and it was that, and there was also Dragon Ball Z Kai. And so me and my friends would watch those shows and we'd be like, we would call it the Pokemon animation because Pokemon was like the first anime we seen. And so we just, like we noticed something was similar about those and they all kind of had like the same sort of vibe, but we didn't really get like what anime was yet. So I would always call them, I would be like, yeah, the best cartoons got that Pokemon animation. And then so like later on, like sort of late elementary school, early middle school, I start getting really into Dragon Ball Z, but like more like actually like getting into the lore, watching the movies, playing the games. Like I would stay up at night. And like my hobby would be like staying up at night and just like, because Dragon Ball Z had ended by then. And it was in that kind of like blank period between Dragon Ball Z and Super, where everyone was trying to like theorize what was going to happen next, like how they were going to continue. And like there was like a whole bunch of fake leaks about games and stuff. And like about like fake, I don't know if you remember like when the Super Saiyan 5 first leaked, like that little like fake leak with the silver hair. Like, but yeah, I got really into Dragon Ball and I would just stay up on the wiki, like reading about like the characters and like the hypothetical characters and stuff. And I was always kind of aware of these shows because like earlier in elementary school, I had a friend who was into Naruto. Like this was when Naruto was this was also when Naruto was first starting to like really gain ground. I remember like I remember he was a big Gaara fan. Back when Gaara was like the coldest dude in all Naruto. And so I was like, okay, like I was aware of that. I was aware of Naruto. I kind of like Shonen Jump. They used to be in, I don't know if anyone remembers this, but you used to be able to find Shonen Jump in like grocery stores and stuff.
Yeah, like magazines and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And like
books, so I would always like flip through those. Yeah. I would always flip through those. And then later on going into middle school, I got into like manga, like, you know, because the library, my local library has like a really big manga collection. And it was always like a race because this was like when everyone was kind of getting into it. Like you would reserve a volume in Naruto. You wouldn't be able to touch that jump for another month and a half because so many people had it reserved. And really it was just like gradually like getting more and more into it. You know, I started watching One Piece in middle school. Still haven't gotten far at all, even though it's one of my favorite. It's just, it takes me forever. And then in high school was when I sort of like, because the thing, anime for me, it had always been about like connecting to people, you know what I mean? Like anime was cool, but I always say like, you know, if I was the only person who watched it, I wouldn't like it. Cause like I like doing things like this, like talking to people who like anime, like debating about it. And so like in high school, like I really started to like get into like the anime community. I'm like, oh, you know, I'm not really the only one who like rocks with this. It's not just me and my friends. Like it's a lot of people. And I I sort of saw like bits and pieces of that in middle school because a lot of my friends were already really into it when like Attack on Titan and Tokyo Ghoul were first coming out, but I never gotten into it. And then I started My Hero, and like I know My Hero definitely has his issues, but that was just like the perfect storm of like
no,
that like sort of
I
like
think the start of
optimistic
My
kind
Hero
of
was really, really
yeah, the start was really, really good. Yeah. And like that sort of optimistic energy was kind of like just what I needed at the moment. And I was like, okay,
it just
this
felt
anime
so
stuff.
good. It felt so good.
Yeah, it was so like that first 3 episodes, low key. Like I go back and watch the first 3 episodes all the time. Like it's almost like those 3 episodes could really be a movie on its own. Just like him like meeting All Might and All Might saying you could be a hero and like him saving Bakugo. I always thought them first 3 were real cool. But yeah, I'm watching My Hero, and I'm like, and at this point, I guess on the other side of things, I was really like really into YouTube, like watching YouTubers. I always wanted to be a YouTuber, like gaming videos type stuff. And so I was like, yo, do people be like talking about this on YouTube? Because I knew about like Death Battle and stuff like that,
Right,
but I didn't really know about like the quote unquote like Anitube, like anime YouTube side. And so I started watching a lot of that, and I was like, and that's when I learned about seasonals. And yeah, from there I just I mean that like after I first learned about seasonals, I was like that dude who was like I was keeping up with. I don't even know how I did it anymore because these days I could barely finish more than one episode in a day. But I was watching like hella seasonals, just seasonals on seasonals, and then yeah, that's kind of really how I got into anime, just condensed for real.
got you.
Just kind of gradual, like just getting more and more into it.
Got you. This was more of a YouTube for the YouTuber question, but if there were any anime, I guess this kind of ties in a little bit. If there was an anime YouTuber you looked up to, or you thought I would model my game of how I do this after, who would that be? Like, who was that for you?
Yeah, that definitely it changes, but like I feel like let's see, YouTubers in general that I look up to, probably my top two would be like Corey Kenshin and Berlizzi. You know, surprise, another black nerd likes Corey Kenshin and Berlizzi. Surprise. Yeah. But like just from the anime side, I really like Afro Senju. I liked his content a lot, and I liked like when I was first getting into anime YouTube, like I was saying, I was real big watching like Giguk. I watched a lot of Giguk videos. Yeah, I think he was like he kind of like I guess ushered in the sort of like trend of like the anime sort of video essays type stuff, but like kind of like humorous. Yeah, I don't know if you heard it like Trash Taste podcast.
Yeah, Trash Taste. Oh
yeah. He's is Anime Man, Giguk, and
I just don't remember their name. I don't remember their names, man. I do like if I see their faces.
Yeah,
but
you'd recognize him if you saw his face. Yeah. But yeah, just watching. For me, it was really like taking the energy I saw from like Corey Kenshin and Berlizzi type stuff. And then I couldn't afford many games when I was first starting my channel. So I was like, we gotta do something. So just applying that to anime, which I enjoyed.
Right. That sounds about right. And I was gonna ask you, I guess we're not on a YouTube question. I'll get back to anime. But so you started around high school, freshman, sophomore year, I think you said?
Yeah, so I started, let's see. So it's kind of like I guess my evolution with YouTube was similar to my evolution with anime. So like my first YouTube channel I started in like 7th grade because I had wanted to be a YouTuber since like late elementary school. And then that channel got deleted. And then I tried to start a few channels in like high school. And those are still out there if anyone thinks they can find them. But like they literally only have like 2 videos on them because I just didn't have the time, didn't have like the materials type of stuff. But the channel, Teddy Slump channel, I started that in April of last year. So April 2020 when quarantine first started.
Right.
It was always something I wanted to do. And I always told myself when I get to college, that's when I really seriously started trying to do YouTube. And then COVID happened. I was like, I mean, might as well get a head start. And so I started during April. kind of did some during the summer. And then when I got on campus, when I got to college last year, is when I really started trying to take it seriously.
Yeah, and I was gonna ask you because I looked at it and said you joined, like, because I always just look, because I'd be curious about like when people join, how long, whatever, like, just why not?
Yeah.
It's like you grown so fast. I think you're at
Yeah.
35K, I think, or something like that, or something around
Yeah.
there.
About that right now.
Yeah, about 35K. Why do you think you've grown so fast, and what do you think is different about what you do? Don't be humble. What do you think you do different?
Well, let's see. I think the reason I grown so fast is kind of just like I got lucky in a way. Like it was like a perfect storm of things in hindsight. Um, like I don't want to, downplay the hard work I've done, but to an extent, it's just the point of like, so basically the first video I had, well, the first video I had that ever picked up any kind of traction was, I don't know if you remember this. There was this movie called Shoujo Subaki. It's an anime movie that was like going around on TikTok. It was like really disturbing, and people were like, "Oh, this is the scariest movie I've ever seen," type stuff.
Right.
And so I did a reaction to that. Yeah, I did a reaction to that, and that got a lot of views coming from TikTok. And if I was smart, I still kick myself for this, because if I was smart, I would have understood that TikTok was extremely powerful when it comes to like getting your content out there.
Oh, for
Like
sure.
even if it's not like even if you're not going to retain a bunch of people, like TikTok, I always say, like, the way I think of it, TikTok is like a billboard, right? So like if you put content out on TikTok and it reaches a certain level of quality, uh, which is already like the thing that worked for me on TikTok was that like uh, I started TikTok late, and so I was taking sort of the quality I would have to use for YouTube and applying it for TikTok. So usually you're scrolling through anime TikTok, and it's like I'm not gonna say low effort videos, but it's like videos that people just make real quick because it's TikTok,
Right.
and that's the nature of the platform.
Right.
So if I put like YouTube level effort into TikTok, then that caught people's eyes. And but what was that? Like TikTok is like a billboard. Like people like hella people will drive past that billboard, and only one or two people might actually be like, oh, hey, let's say it's a car wash. Might be like, oh, let me get my car washed there. But it's still like it gets a lot of eyes on your stuff. And so that was what I was saying about like the perfect storm of luck. I made a video on Rengoku when the Demon Slayer movie, after the Demon Slayer movie had dropped.
Right.
And it was kind of like I kind of took this approach of like kind of calling Rengoku a loser, but like in a sarcastic way, where I wasn't actually calling him a loser, but like I was, in like kind of a tongue-in-cheek manner. And I was working on that video, and I was like, I'm gonna post a snippet to TikTok, and it started gaining a lot of traction because the snippet I posted, I didn't really do a good job making it clear that I was joking. So people just kind of thought that I was hating on Rengoku.
Yeah,
and so people are in the comments
coming through.
Yeah, people are in the comments like,
Yeah.
I'm like, all right. But TikTok doesn't care. TikTok is just like, oh, people are interacting with this. All right, it must be good. So it's pushing it out to all these people. And then I see these people sort of coming to my channel and watching.
I would say TikTok over the last year has gotten worse. I would say, in the fact that you can get banned off of anything.
Oh,
like I had a homie,
100%. That's why I stopped.
I had like a homie, CJ the champ or whatever. He's like a YouTuber now at like 500K. He's like 3 million on TikTok, and he was like, I'm not doing it no more because everybody's videos getting banned. Like TikTok has really gotten their hold on it.
And that's why I stopped TikTok, because like I would upload a video and it would finally start to like, I would see it starting to gain traction on the For You page or whatever. And it'd be like, this video has been banned because of, and it would be
somebody doesn't like it. Somebody doesn't like it.
Yeah, it would be so stupid. And I'd be like, nah. But that TikTok really helped me out. And then I posted the Rengoku video, and that ended up doing well for the same reason. Some people loved it, some people hated it. Regardless, YouTube was like, oh, that's interaction. That's interaction is good. And I just, from there, I just was like, all right, I got to keep my foot on the gas. And then what I'm saying, kind of the perfect storm, like you said, you got like, creators like CJ, who I'm oft compared to in my comments, sort of bringing that like that same sort of like, we both have the same sort of energy, two different takes of the same energy. And so he's gotten really big. and you know, a bunch of other creators with similar vibes to me have got really big. And so I just kind of like, you know, happened to get lucky enough to catch that sort of side of the algorithm where my content's getting pushed out to those people who would enjoy it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's definitely been, I'm not gonna lie, it's probably like 80% luck, which I think, you know, most of YouTubers in general, like probably, at least in the beginning, 80% luck, and then to maintain that takes skill.
Right, right, right.
And understanding. But yeah, I think because I literally like I had 400 subs going into, you know, this past summer.
Damn.
And then, you know, all that stuff happened. So I'm just, I guess like if there's anyone watching who wants to do YouTube, it's really like, you know, you never know. Like you got to just keep up with the grind. Because I wasn't about to quit, but I was about to be like, all right, I'm gonna post this Rengoku video, and then I'm done for this summer. I'm taking a break, and I'll pick it back up next school year.
Right, right,
But
right.
then, you know, it ended up doing well, and you know, I'm at where I'm at now.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel, you know, real thankful for all the people who, thankful for, you know, people who like. It's kind of crazy seeing people like actually enjoy my content, because you know, sometimes it like, especially early on, it can feel like you put in all this effort and then you just like screaming into the void. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So it kind of feels good to hear the void screaming back. But yeah, YouTube, uh, yeah, that's kind of, I guess, how that went.
That sounds good, man. That sounds good. So now I got some anime questions for you. Well, I have a few more of YouTube, but I want to get, you know, we're here to talk about anime, man.
All right, let's get it. Let's get it.
Right now, if you were to say, okay, so you watched the all the big shonen things like that, and you know the DBZ.
Besides Bleach.
Yeah,
To
besides,
be
okay, well,
honest,
besides
yeah,
Bleach, you know, but you've seen
never
probably
hopped on Bleach.
right. It makes sense. I
Yeah, I
mean,
know. I understand enough about Bleach just from like,
yeah,
yeah, just hearing around and watching
right,
clips and stuff.
right. So I was gonna tell you, what's your favorite anime genre, bro? Like, is it still showing to this day? Is it seinen? Is it shoujo,
It
romance? What's up?
I feel like the line between shonen and seinen is definitely getting blurred. Like especially, I don't know if you read like Chainsaw Man,
Yeah,
Jujutsu Kaisen.
I'm on like chapter 50 reading that. It's getting crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah,
Crazy.
yeah, that joint getting wild right about there.
Yeah.
Bro, I love Chainsaw Man so much. But
Mhm.
I'd still give it to shonen. I still
Right.
give it to shonen just because like I kind of like that sort of, not corny, but like that sort of like optimistic, or like that like
That come up story
that
with
sort of,
that Black
yeah,
Clover,
that
that
like
Naruto.
that Black Clover, Naruto. Yeah, I like that. I like that vibe. And seinen is cool too. And like my favorite types of stories are the Chainsaw Man, the Jujutsu Kaisens, which kind of blend the two. But I'd say shonen probably my favorite genre. I really enjoy seinen. I've found that I've been enjoying slice of life more than I expected, like ever
Mhm.
since I started watching them.
Mhm.
But yeah, like even before my name was Teddy Slump, it was Shonen Slump, and then
Mhm.
I changed it pretty early on.
Nice. I get you. I get you. So since I asked you that, least favorite genre. What was a genre? If you put it on if I put it on me and you chilling, I'm like, all right, I'm gonna put this on. You going to sleep. If it's a genre, is that sports animes? Is that the romance
Yeah,
animes? What's up? Mecha.
I like sports, I like romance. Mecha is hit or miss for me,
Mhm.
but bro, I cannot do etchy, bro. Like etchy just be like,
Right.
especially because like sometimes they do be having cool plots, and then it just be like
Yeah, you're not doing no high
fan
school.
service.
You don't. You ain't doing
Yeah,
high school. Because I think something that does actually well is Food Wars. Like I think Food Wars. It makes like it makes sense to an extent. Like the food's so good, it
yeah.
makes you
Like
cook.
it, like don't get me wrong, fan service is fire, and etchy elements like they be like that. But like harem shows and like, you know what I mean?
Like
Like
redo a healer or
yeah,
Peter
yeah,
Grill or something like that. Yeah.
yeah. Like if it's used the right way, like what's the show that I think uses
I think
um
the trigger warning for the people, Goblin Slayer. I don't know if you've seen it.
that's what I was thinking, but I was
Episode
trying to
one.
be careful about saying that.
Episode one. It does.
Yeah,
I know some people get turned off of it, but it's like they're not doing it. They weren't doing it to be like, oh, this is like acceptable. This like they were showing how much of a threat
yeah, they were showing
goblins
that these
were.
goblins were menaces. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Goblin Slayer does be having like etchy moments with like the freaking farmer girl and stuff. But
Right.
like it doesn't overpower
The
the
show.
plot.
The story is
Yeah, but if
he wants to go kill goblins, man.
yeah. The only time I like etchy is when it's fused with comedy. So I don't know if you've seen like Prison School.
Yeah, love it, man. Prison School. Konosuba does that, I think, pretty
Yeah, that
good.
jump had me rolling, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Remember when he
yeah,
like sat on her
yeah.
or whatever, and like, or again, trigger warning when he peed on her or something. That
Yes,
was a bro. Come on,
bro,
man.
that whole show had me rolling, bro.
Yeah,
That whole show, like, I don't think I've laughed more at an anime because sometimes anime humor be like, don't be hitting like that.
get Tama.
Yo just called out the dang, my anime list fans ain't gonna like you for that. But
Yeah.
yeah, sometimes anime humor don't be hitting, bro. It's just
Mhm.
that, bro. Prison, I was about to say prison food. Prison, what was that show called? Prison School.
Yeah.
Prison School. That was probably the fastest I ever watched an anime. I had never finished an anime in like a day like that.
Mhm. No, because for me, like, I got to the point where now, like, I rather read it. I rather read the manga, man. Like,
It's just quicker. Like
yeah,
the art tends to be. I mean, there's times like I'd say Demon Slayer, the anime enhances the manga. Um, but sometimes it gets to a point where it's like the anime
I just
doesn't
want. I want to
enhance
go
the
on my own.
manga
I want to
enough.
go on my own pace too. Like, I want maybe one day I
Yeah,
want
I
to
don't.
read one chapter. Maybe one day I want to read
Yeah,
30 chapters. You know.
yeah. I feel like manga is more efficient. Is the only like fight scenes do be getting a little confusing to read sometimes, depending on who draws them.
Right.
So I
No,
think
like
that's where anime kind
Chainsaw
of
Man
like,
fight scenes, I just don't even read them. I just be like, well, okay, this happened. Okay,
yeah, I'd be like, all right, they're
okay,
scrapping. There's a lot of blood.
yeah,
Moving on.
yeah,
But like, yeah, but like that's like Chainsaw Man because the fact that like Chainsaw Man is in Shonen Jump and like you said you're on chapter 50 and you just skip the fight scenes.
right,
That's what like to me what like how you kind of know that jump really different because
right.
Chainsaw Man is not really about the fights. Like it hits you like
Yeah,
in the
yeah, yeah,
feel bones for real.
yeah. Yes,
But
in
like
the
I feel
head.
like when the anime drops and if they nail the fights, I feel like
That's gonna be a lot of people
I feel like
AMVs. Gonna be a lot of AMVs going on.
there will be yeah,
Yeah,
let's just say that there will be a lot of AMVs.
right, right, right. And I was gonna ask you now. So I think you said etchy for the genre question. But I was gonna ask you,
Mhm.
with all this new gen going on, what is your top 3 new gen? Like, and by new gen, I'll classify that for the people. I would say anything 2016 forward. So AOT is
Okay.
not a new gen.
Okay, AOT is not in new gen.
Maybe
Uh,
2015, because like I would still say Haikyuu might be a new gen. I forgot specific year, but I think Haikyuu was still a new gen. So like maybe
so
2015.
we still counting My Hero's new gen, or we
My
saying
Hero's new
no?
gen. My Hero's new gen, yes, for sure.
Okay, I'm gonna give you two different lists because I got I got like the ones that hit for me,
Mm-hmm.
and then the ones that I
Like
feel are like
the objective one.
object like if okay like I recognize that this is
Right,
maybe written a little better than
right.
this. But let's just go with anime only. I don't want to really talk about like manga stuff since that's like a whole other thing that maybe a lot of people might not even like know yet.
Right, 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 right.
So just like anime only. Let's see. Damn.
This is your list, right?
Nugent's
This is your
yeah,
list.
this is my list. My personal list. I want to say My Hero, but it
Mhm.
hasn't been hitting like this past season.
You don't read the manga,
Hasn't been
right?
hitting
You
the way
don't
I
read the manga,
expected.
right?
I do read the manga, and
Okay.
that's the thing. Like if we're talking manga stuff, then I'm definitely throwing My Hero in there
I think the
because the
anime
arc we're on
toward the
now.
end of this season has been amazing, but like the whole like season 4, I thought was bad. I thought season 5 was the train,
Yeah,
the 1A 1B was thing was bad. I thought even the end of 3 was kind of shaky. So yeah, the last like 4 years of My
yeah,
Hero has been kind of uh,
yeah. But I'm gonna put My Hero on the list because
right.
honestly,
It's
like
done too much. It's
since
done too
this
much.
time last year,
It's done
like
too much.
manga wise, yeah, and since this time last year, manga wise, like Horikoshi has not been missing. Like he has just been a banger chapter with the whole war
Right, because
arc,
right
and
now
then
we're in the anime, we're in the League of Villain thing now. I think that's gonna turn to. And
yeah,
my thing about the season 5, it's gonna be so. I don't even know how long it's gonna be. I thought it was about to be. I thought they were gonna do maybe one episode, like a little teaser episode, going saying well, the League of Villains is gonna be this and that, and then we'll wait like another
another
whole
season.
yeah. It's like
Nah, I think they're gonna finish that whole League of Villains thing
then
and
you
then
guys
cut the season and then.
move on to
So yeah,
the yeah.
I'm gonna give My Hero a spot on the list. I'm
All
gonna give
right.
My Hero a spot on the list. I also think
It
it's
doesn't
the
have to be. It
most.
doesn't have to be an order though. If you don't feel comfortable, don't.
Yeah, I definitely I can't rank them.
All right.
But I'm gonna give My Hero a spot on the list. One, because I think it has, you know, like the most potential set in stone with the manga right now, since like the most of the source material, if it gets animated right, I know it's gonna be heat. And then two, I definitely think it's like the most influential anime right now, probably. Actually, at this moment, No, but in its like prime, like 2 years ago, maybe it was like that. Like it was like sort of like the spiritual. I would say My Hero is the spiritual successor to what Naruto was in the early to or the mid 2000s.
Right, right,
Um, just in terms of bringing people into the anime genre in general.
right, right, right.
Um, Jujutsu Kaisen. I gotta give it to Jujutsu Kaisen.
Right.
Um, again, that was just straight. And this is just me. This is just me pointing out shonen right now. Since
Right.
yeah, if
No,
I go
we're
all
doing
over the
yeah,
list.
we're doing shonen, like, just so people
All
know,
right, we're
like,
doing
we're doing,
shonen.
yeah.
All right, yeah. Jujutsu Kaisen, the manga going crazy. That last season, the anime they dropped.
Yeah,
I
because I
don't
like
think there
because
was
they split up like a 1A part, then like 1B part. Remember, because they were like a 2 week break between.
yeah,
And like,
yeah. They
that
had
was
like
cool.
that little core.
Yeah,
Yeah, a lot of anime been doing that since
right.
COVID too.
Yeah,
You know,
right,
just
right,
they needed a break to get them episodes out.
right, right, right,
Um, but yeah, Jujutsu Kaisen. If they keep up that same level of quality they had last season for the story moving forward, like that's going to be a game changing show.
right.
I really enjoyed Jujutsu Kaisen.
Yeah.
Number 3. My mind goes to several different places for number 3, and my first instinct is to say Demon Slayer, just because of the production quality
Mm-hmm.
and the sort of like again having that sort of influence to bring people into the community.
Mm-hmm.
And even though I recognize the story is a bit generic,
Yes,
I
it's
don't
still
think
it
it's
still does a good
bad.
job. Yeah, right, right, right.
Yeah, it's not bad in that sense.
Mm-hmm.
I want to say Demon Slayer. A tiny inkling of me wants to say Black Clover, but I don't think I'm gonna put it up there yet. I feel like there's something I'm missing. What manga have I been reading? What anime have I been watching?
Tokyo Revengers, Blue
Uh,
Lock, um, uh,
ooh, Tokyo Revengers. That Tokyo Revengers is too new for me to put up there. But I think just based on what I've seen so far, I don't know. The anime is a little like the animation quality is a little eh.
mm,
But like the fact that it's still up there, like even despite that animation quality, that's how you know the story is crazy.
mm-hmm.
Um, I mean, I would throw. Are we doing anime or manga or like
Oh, you can.
how
It's a
we how
comment.
we doing?
It's your list. It's your top 3. So it's whatever you think is the best across the board. Yo, hello.
I would be remiss if I didn't throw Chainsaw Man up there. I would be
Okay.
remiss if I didn't throw Chainsaw Man. Hello.
Yeah, I don't know. Can you hear me?
All right. Yeah.
Yeah, it just
Yeah,
froze
I
up.
can hear you. Connection was tripping a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit. It froze a little bit. So I
Yeah,
got it. I got it. So
but
Chainsaw Man, you said?
Chainsaw Man.
Okay, okay, okay.
Yeah, actually, and I think I'm gonna put that. I think I'm gonna reuse that list for my objective best 3 too. I mean, there's this past like couple months, there's been some new gems dropping that are really like look really promising. And I want to say this on the record here, so that when this show blows up, like we got video evidence that I called it.
Mm,
But like there's this it just dropped maybe like a couple months ago.
mm-hmm.
It's this manga called Hunter's Guild Red Hood.
Never heard of it, man. You got to send it to me.
Yeah, it only has like 10 chapters out at this point.
Mm-hmm.
I think actually one of the assistants who was drawing on My Hero went on to make it. But just so far what I've seen, it has that perfect sort of balance of like the fun shonen, capturing all your little shonen tropes,
Right.
like little like happy, not happy go lucky, but like optimistic main character. But then like it also has this. I just feel like it's going to be big. It has a lot of it checks a lot of those boxes where I'm like, okay, if they execute correctly, this is going to be big. And then it has this like the most recent chapter.
Mm-hmm.
It has this, and I wouldn't. Yeah, this isn't a spoiler, but it kind of hints at like. So it's based off. You know how anime will take like a concept, or manga will take like a concept like pirates,
Right.
ninja, heroes, and like expand on that concept.
Right.
So this is based off. I guess it's sort of supposed to be like storybook characters. So like Little Red Riding Hood, fairy tale characters, not fairy tale the anime, but like, you know, fairy tales,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
Little Red Riding Hood, Hansel and Gretel, those type of characters. And I guess the sort of hint that they dropped, and I could be misinterpreting this, was that like, so it's kind of like the main villains. So because it's based off a storybook, like the main villains are kind of writing the story in a way, but like in a really meta way, where it's like it seemed meta in the sense that like not only were they writing the story in the story, they sort of did it in like a Doki Doki Literature Club, sort of like how like Monica would like screw around with the game files.
Right,
They
right,
kind of hinted that like the villains were like writing the manga, if I'm interpreting it correctly.
right. Okay,
But
okay.
yeah,
All
it
right,
was
I guess
it,
that's your gem
it's
right there.
promising.
That's your gem.
Yeah, that's my if let's say anime or stocks,
Yeah.
I'm investing in Hunter's Guild Red Hood right there.
All right. So can I review your list? You said My Hero, right?
Mm-hmm.
Demon Slayer
Mm-hmm.
and Chainsaw Man. That's your three.
Jujutsu Kaisen and Chainsaw Man.
So My Hero, Jujutsu Kaisen, Chainsaw Man. That's your three
Yep.
list for you. What's your objective list for the public? We think the public will be like that was the most influential three of the shonen face. Maybe like when we look back 5 to 10 years from now, probably 10. But
10 years. I would reuse that list, but I can also see a possibility where Demon Slayer surpasses My Hero.
Right.
Because I feel like you got to have like those two like Chainsaw Man and both. The thing I think is kind of reverse. So like you look at the old big three, or big three, One Piece, Fairy Tail. Oh, One Piece, Naruto, Bleach. I was
flip that one.
One Piece, Naruto,
and Bleach. Yeah.
One Piece, Naruto, Bleach.
Right.
And it's like One Piece and your Naruto kind of got that kind of like, I guess, mainstreamish appeal in a way, and Bleach kind of has that sort of, in my opinion, like weirder vibe almost, like a bit spookier, a bit darker.
Flies under the radar. It deals with freaking devils and
yeah,
like that type of edgy, almost.
Yeah, I feel like Chainsaw Man and Jujutsu Kaisen are both children of Bleach, children of Bleach in that sense.
Right.
But I still feel like that like optimistic, bright, like let's do it sort of show always will always kind of like be at the top or hold a certain place at the top. And just the way Demon Slayer is moving right now, like setting records with the movies, all the hype it has after one season, the quality in general. The manga's over, and people aren't like bashing it, so we know the ending is good enough to satisfy people. I do see a possibility where Demon Slayer kind of bumps My Hero down as the sort of the king of this generation, perhaps.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I would disagree only because I think people love superheroes. They love Marvel. People.
Yeah, that's true.
And I would, for me, I think for like when I look up to objective public, Chainsaw Man could be like, I wouldn't put that on from 11-year-old. Like when I think of like Naruto, I think like, okay, I have little cousins. I'll play Naruto in front of them.
I could put like, Naruto on.
I won't feel like, okay, someone had their heart ripped out. Even though that does happen. It's just like certain situations.
It's not as gruesome with it. Right, it's not as gruesome.
Right. So that's the only reason why. I'm not saying I would think.
I see that.
Chainsaw Man is better than Demon Slayer personally. Sorry folks. But I could just see like it's because like you said, it's so marketable. I mean, figurine.
Yeah.
I mean, you have the Demon Slayer little Uzi paintings going around and stuff. I mean, I have one up here.
Yeah, that type of stuff.
So it's like, yeah, I could see that. I could see that for sure. So I'm gonna review your list again. So your objective 3 was what? Demon Slayer, right? You said Demon Slayer is kicking My Hero.
Objective, yeah, I said Demon Slayer was kicking My Hero.
Demon Slayer, Chainsaw Man, and Jujutsu Kaisen.
Yeah, I think that works. I think.
Okay. So that's your list, man. Good. So next, I guess, question or topic, whatever. What are some animes that just have been flying under the radar? They don't have to be a shonen anime. It could be a slice of life, something from this season or past season. Whatever. Give me 2 shows that you think have went under the radar.
And under the radar?
Yeah.
Manga.
2 shows and 2 mangas.
Okay. What have I enjoyed that really went under the radar? I think a lot of I think the at least the circles of the anime community that I'm in, which are mainly shown in circles, don't give enough. You know, I feel like a lot of times those fly under the radar just because they don't get that same sort of
Hey, can you
hype
repeat
as the
can you repeat it again? I didn't hear you. What show?
Oh yeah. I think that like especially in shonen circles, the slice of life genre as a whole
Right.
doesn't get that same sort of like hype
All right.
that
Right.
some of the big shows may get. For me though, I think Haikyuu, it's
Mm-hmm.
big, probably the biggest sports anime of all time. Has a very, very dedicated fan base,
Right.
but I still don't think it has the publicity that some of the other really,
For a
really
long
big
time,
shonen get.
before all these, I was saying this before. I think the JJK the anime came out because I wasn't aware of it. I said Haikyuu was gonna be one of them three. I did for a long time because I thought
I yeah,
because it's such an
I see how.
anime. It's a gateway and like it's really a gateway anime. People who don't like volleyball,
Yeah, people
get
who don't like anime type stuff, like
right,
or only in the sports, can get funneled in. And then like it's actually low key. I feel like it's funneling anime fans out into like sports a little bit because now you got a bunch of anime fans who know all the rules for volleyball type beat. But what is? I feel like a lot of shows. I feel like the age of shows really flying under the radar is kind of like
over
just because the internet.
everything.
You're always gonna have access to these shows. And like if the jump good, you're gonna hear about it. I just feel like there's so many like
It's so
so
much.
many like so much and so many like that are like high quality that's kind of hard to like um it's hard to really like miss it. Like even if you don't win, you probably won't see it. But
What was I about to say? Oh, I was you were talking, or you were still going, right, bro?
oh, I was just saying a lot of shows. It's hard for shows to fly under the radar,
Mm-hmm.
just because But I think shows that historically maybe have flown under the radar, I think people don't give enough credit to. Um, and it's hard because there's a lot of rediscovery happening right now. Just as the anime community is
You know,
growing.
one show that
I don't.
I think is
What's up?
overrated. Underrated. I'm underrated. My bad. Underrated. Not because it's not rated high, but like for our gen, like me, we're about the same age. I would say anybody that early born. I was born 03, 2000 stuff like 2000 babies, even late 90s babies. Yu Yu Hakusho. Like that's something where a lot of people in our group, in these groups that we talk to, probably
Yeah,
haven't seen it. We hear it's
yeah,
like great,
and it's like
but it's
a
like
classic.
yeah. And I recently only got into it about 5 months ago. I love it. It's in my top 10 now.
Yeah,
But
me
before
too.
that, you just heard that like it was really
You,
good,
you
but it was
you
like
knew it was good, but then you saw it, you were like, man, this is kind of old.
it was like it's old. It came
I
out in
feel like
'92, bro. My mom was 11 when it came
yeah,
out. Like, it's old.
I feel like Yu Yu Hakusho is like it was not. I would say ahead of its time. I feel like it would have been really popular if it came out a bit later.
Right. I think Yu Yu Hakusho is like Bleach in the sense of like Bleach. That's how Bleach is gonna be looked at. Like, okay, compared to the other two in the big three, it's not as good, right? But like, I think Bleach does
Right.
have some great moments. And like 10 to 15 years, the new kids, they're gonna be like Bleach, like it's decent or it's good. I heard it's good, but it's like I
Yeah.
ain't gonna watch it at all.
Bleach, like it's gonna be the new Yu Yu Hakusho, bro.
Right.
Something that I would say was flying under the radar. I don't know about flying under the radar. I feel like personally, Hunter x Hunter never gets the credit it deserves.
I think
Like
everybody loves it, bro.
that's the thing. I think everybody in anime loves it. But I can go outside right now and talk to some random person and say, Have you heard the name Naruto before?" And they'd be like, never seen a minute of anime in their life. They'd be like, yeah, my friend watches that," or something like that. I feel like Hunter x Hunter should be held at that like cultural impact esteem, but it's kind of just like it's like like a fan favorite, like a favorite amongst anime fans. But I do feel like it should be like
higher up, like higher up.
Oh yeah, Gone, like yeah, like we should be seeing Lil Uzi Gone paintings over
Hold on,
there.
hold on. Yeah, so flying under. So flying under the radar. What else? What were you saying? You were talking about Hunter x Hunter, how it should be a little more culturally impactful.
Yeah, I feel like I can see, let me retract that statement because I can see why Naruto has a bigger cultural impact than Hunter x Hunter.
Mm.
Yeah, I think I'm just in my feels about Hunter x Hunter. Let me what is flown under the radar? What have I watched? I mean, yeah, like I said, I feel like the age of things really flying under the radar
It's
has
tough. It's tough.
it's over. But
Yeah.
I'm just like I'm looking at random anime right now, seeing if I can find anything that I think is has flown under the radar. Looking at my watch list.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm gonna really just have to say I'm gonna say Haikyuu. I'm gonna just pin it on Haikyuu. I think Haikyuu is basically the main show that I think has flown under the radar. Um, you know what? I just saw that and I was thinking that too. So this show is another one I think similar. I think it's really big within the anime community. You know,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not even gonna say that yet. I'm not even gonna say that yet. I do want to do some like I called it, but
Right.
yeah, let's just move on.
Okay. 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 All right.
I'm gonna pin it at a Haikyuu. I'm
All
gonna
right.
pin
All
it
right.
at Haikyuu.
Now you gotta hurt some people, man. Give me 2 animes you think highly overrated. Like you, like, and I'll preface this again. Overrated does not mean it's bad. It's just not. It's not the hype that you think it should be. So, what are those 2?
Black Clover.
Mm-hmm.
I like Black Clover. I
Mm-hmm.
think it does what it does well. I really like the manga. Like the manga's fire. The anime though, it wasn't hit like it was cool since it was adapted from a good story. It just I feel
First
like the
70, I'll tell
quality
you, the
is
first 70 episodes were bad. Like, uh,
oh
the first
yeah,
70
I feel
episodes
like
were really bad.
Black Clover could have competed anime wise if it was dropping in like Naruto era.
Mm-hmm.
But like now when it's competing against these ginormous spectacles of Jujutsu Kaisen and Demon Slayer that even if you don't care about the plot, they just look awesome.
Right.
It just, you know what I mean? It can't hold its weight.
Mm-hmm.
I think Black Clover might be a little bit overrated in that
Mm-hmm.
sense.
Mm-hmm.
But then I say at the same time, yeah, I'm gonna say over. If I feel like for me personally,
Mm-hmm.
when I'm watching anime, production quality is so important, and that's why I have a hard time. I have a hard time uh, giving credit to shows that are good but don't look good, and we'll give extra credit to shows that might not be written as crazily like Demon Slayer but look really well.
Mm-hmm.
What else would I say is overrated? What's something that people are really gassing up right now?
It didn't do something that's gas. It's just something you seen and you were just like, yo, it's not even like that. Like, that can be anything. So throw that, man. Throw that.
I think I feel that okay. So let me. I'm gonna say Naruto, but let me explain this.
Mm.
I feel like because of shows, I feel like Naruto was a lot of people's first,
Mm.
right? Like a lot of the people our age, it was a lot of their first or one of their first.
Right.
And in general, just in the West, it was one of the first anime that really, really got like big, like had a
Yeah.
cultural impact, like really caught on. I think anime today are held to a higher standard than we held Naruto to. Like I think people scrutinize anime today. Like if you're writing a manga today, you really got to stand on your own 2 feet. You know what I mean? Like little plot twists and plot holes and like bad animation. People will really lambast you for that. And I mean, just looking at the difference between the way people receive Naruto and Boruto, I'd say Boruto's a lot faster than Naruto manga wise, story progression. That's because they have the whole world set in place already.
Mm.
And I would say Naruto's a little bit better, but it's not. I think if Naruto came out today, it might not be able to stand on its own 2 feet the way that these other shows do, just because of like all the filler. Like people are not here for filler no more. People are
Right.
not here for those long ass flashbacks. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like
Right.
people want the action and they want it now. And obviously it's just a product of shows growing and evolving and getting better.
Yeah, and
But
it's
I
like
do
and it's
think,
like now we get shows that are 12, 24 episode seasons, and I think that's better. Like
yeah, it's like that.
because I feel like a lot of us who have seen all these long, and we're burnt out now. Like we can't finish it because we're all
Yeah, I can't
watching.
finish.
We're used to watching
Yeah,
Dragon Ball Z's where fights are like 70 episodes straight of just powering up. And
yeah.
Naruto, where that's one of our first few animes. Some of us don't know what filler is, so we're watching 30
You're
episodes
just
of
trudging through the filler.
right. You don't even
No
know.
idea that it's not canon.
Right.
Yeah, I feel like people. Naruto is a very emotional story, and it catches you in here. And this goes beyond like anime. I think it applies for music. I think it applies for like basically any sort of media. When it captures your heart, which I think that's what media should do. So I give it credit for that.
Right.
But when something captures your heart, it's hard to like step outside of that emotion and like look at it objectively.
Yeah. No,
And say
sure.
like
A lot of people feel
all
like it's
right,
like a lot of I feel that's the best because that's my OG. Like
yeah,
that's a lot of how a lot of people I think the gen before us, even that one, like the people in their 40s, 30s, even late 20s, they're like really big on that Dragon Ball the GOAT because it was the first thing I watched.
yeah. And then now our generation, our generation scrutinizes Dragon Ball. We're like, nah, there's no story to it. It's just fights, and stuff like that. And it's like I feel like the same generation might be the same way with Naruto, where it's like, yeah, the story is cool, it's emotional, but all this filler. And then whatever the next trend in anime is going to be, let's say we're looking back and it looks. Damn, we playing Ding Dong Ditch in college now. It looks like the direction like things are moving in is just like up the production quality, more, better animation. So I think when we look back at like, maybe like a My Hero, like you look at My Hero's animation and you're like, damn, 4 years ago, this was the gas. Now it's like, okay, it's still really good, but it's not Jujutsu Kaisen. It's not Demon Slayer. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I feel like circling back, as someone who never really got that super emotional attachment to Naruto, and kind of looks at it, as a fan, but not like a
super
fan. This was not like a super fan. I'd say Naruto, I won't say it's overrated. I'll say it gets away with a lot of things that other anime don't.
Got you. That's a good perspective on it. And now I have my last anime question, a few more YouTube questions, and then we'll get out of here, bro.
All right, let's get it.
Top 5 anime all time. For you, your top 5.
Ooh, okay. Man, that's a loaded question. I probably should have. I have. All right. Let's see. What are the first things that come to mind? Number 1, Hunter x Hunter.
Okay.
This is going to be in no particular order, but I do want to say I'd put Hunter x Hunter at number 1.
Okay.
Hunter x Hunter. I'll say number 2. I'd say somewhere around the end of the list, I would throw Dragon Ball Z up there. Not necessarily quality wise, but just because impact on my life and impact on anime in the West in general.
Right,
so I gotta throw Dragon Ball Z in there. So that's 2. We doing an objective list or my top?
Yeah, your top 5. Your top 5. This is your top 5.
Okay, well that okay. Hunter x Hunter. I'll throw Hunter x Hunter in there. I'll throw DBZ in there. I really, really, really enjoy the storytelling in Attack on Titan.
Okay.
Like I feel like that even as like, I feel like Attack on Titan can be adapted into any form of media and still be fire. Okay. So I'm gonna throw Attack on Titan up there. I want to throw Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood in there. But in that same vein, I also want to throw, if it's my top 5, I gotta throw Toradora up there. I gotta throw Toradora. I don't know if you've heard Toradora.
Yeah.
That's in my top 5. Just bro, that hit me. That was so fun to watch. Toradora. So now we're at 4. We got
Yeah,
room for
roughly.
one more. Ooh, what else really hit me like that? I would say thinking. Damn, I just thought another one that flew under the radar. Oh well. I'm gonna throw ReZero up there. I'm gonna
Okay.
throw ReZero. That just mix it up genre wise. Damn, I didn't even have time to throw Full Metal Alchemist Code Geass. Damn. All right, whatever. But that's what I'm gonna go with. I'm gonna throw. Actually, no, I'm sorry, ReZero. I love you. I gotta throw Code Geass in there. Code
Okay.
Geass was, yeah. So I'm gonna say
Of course.
Hunter x Hunter. What I say? Hunter x Hunter, DBZ, Toradora, Code Geass, and Attack on Titan.
Right,
Those are
right.
probably my top
You're fine.
5.
Okay. Sounds good. That sounds good. Now
Yeah.
I have two kind of just like YouTube, social media-ish questions. One is for the people at home.
Hmm.
Somebody at home, they want to start a YouTube. What's the advice you're giving the people, man? I know we touched about it a little bit, but maybe you want to go a little more depth with your personal experience,
Hmm.
collabing with people, not collabing with people. What is your a few low points you give to somebody that would try to start this?
Really, just I would say, do you in the terms of be true to yourself and all that stuff, but don't. I'd say it's as frank as like, don't compare yourself to others.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's always going to be someone better camera presence, better editing, more subscribers, more views, more likes,
Yeah,
whatever,
social media, you don't
within your own niche.
right.
Yeah. And that can really get to you if you're watching somebody and like the envy can like sort of eat you up. You know what I mean? If you just keep like, you clocking this person, you're like, dang, they're doing all this. I'm putting in all this work. Why is nothing happening for me? So for me, like I have a couple channels that I have to mute, and I enjoy these channels, but it's just like every time I see a video from them, I'm like, damn, they're so much better than me. They're doing so much more than me. And so just to like keep away from that, I have to kind of like uh, take a step back and ignore those channels, just because in YouTube, comparison is really the I mean, I guess in life in general, but especially in YouTube, what do they say? Comparison is the kill to joy, or something like that. Comparison kills joy.
Mm-hmm.
Um, if you compare yourself to others too much, you'll get so caught up in like in what they're doing, you won't be able to really do you. And I would also say it's just a waiting game. You might get lucky like me and only have to wait a year to see like some type of like decent results, and you might be grinding for years and years. And it really has to be something that you want to do. You know what I mean? Like not just for money, not just for like clout. You really have to like you have to find an enjoyment in creating content.
Right.
Um, and then I would say, really, a lot of there are a couple people who will just have that like golden, natural, born camera presence. You know what I mean?
Right.
And some creators are just like that. And I'm not one of those creators. You know what I mean? I get on camera. I might get nervous sometimes. I might say a joke that doesn't land that I gotta edit out. I might sound a little monotone, just my voice in general. I really have to exaggerate when I'm making a video because naturally I kind of just talk in like a flat sort of way. But I would say really, if you're not like a natural sort of at putting yourself out there, really like buckle down and learn how to edit, because editing can help you so much in terms of making you more entertaining. So I
Mm-hmm.
guess that's sort of the technical advice I'd give. Learning how to edit and learning, graphic design for thumbnails, just important stuff like that.
Makes sense. And now, I got a question for you, for real, for real. If you were to could work with
Hmm.
any YouTuber, it doesn't have to be anime, it can be outside the sphere, it can be in the sphere. You could work with only one person to collab with. Who is that one person that you collab with? And I guess
So my mind,
celebrities could fall in that because they technically are YouTubers, I guess. But I'm sticking more to like
yeah, yeah.
YouTube.
I don't.
They
Yeah,
came in
YouTube.
off of YouTuber.
Yeah. Okay. my mind goes to two people, and I mentioned these two people earlier, Corey Kenshin and Berlizzi. They both influenced me so heavily in two different periods of like coming up and wanting to do YouTube. And the way that sort of worked for me was like, I knew about Berlizzi from his exposed videos back in middle school.
Right.
Even the videos I make now are similar in nature to the exposed videos, or inspired by the exposed videos. But when I found out about Corey in high school, and I just fell in love with his content. And then when he, went on his hiatuses, that's when I got more into Berlizzi. And now I'm trying to decide between those two mentally right now. I think Corey's videos though just impacted me so much. Like my goal on YouTube is to recreate like the feeling that Corey's videos gave me when I was in like 9th, 10th grade or whatever. Is to recreate that community, that environment, like really just feeling at home and like feeling like a part of something. So I would say not even like collab with them really. Because right now, I mean, I want to get back into gaming videos, and I will do that soon. Right now, we're in two entirely different niches, but really just like talking to them, being like, like teach me something. You know what I mean?
Right,
I really
right.
want to like learn, like, yeah, or just hear his story from his perspective. I want to see what it's like for him.
Right.
So yeah, I'd say Corey Kenshin.
All right, that sounds good, man. That sounds good. I have nothing left for you, so you can plug yourself. All platforms you're on, man. Tell where we can find you at.
YouTube, Teddy Slump, one word. 2 words might work. I don't know. Every other platform, Teddy_Slump, Twitter, IG, TikTok, I guess, even though, as we discussed, I don't post on there anymore.
Right.
Yeah, but nah, real talk. Thank you for having me. Thank you for reaching out. This was cool. This was fun. I enjoy just talking about stuff I enjoy with other people. And there's no two things that I enjoy more right now than anime and YouTube. So it's cool to see, someone else, same age, same area, like-minded, what I mean? Same interest. That's real dope.
I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it. I appreciate you for coming on, as always, as I tell everybody.
100%. 100%.
Dope. Definitely have to do something in person since we're not probably that far from each other. Like it's probably like a 10, 20-minute drive. But I hope you guys go
definitely
comment, and subscribe.
Gotta hit that collab.
Yes, sir. But follow us, Anime Again Show, everywhere: Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, all podcasting platforms, and YouTube. I have dropped different videos besides just podcasting. Hope you guys can tune into those. Hope you guys enjoy this episode. Follow Teddy everywhere. His link's gonna be in the description down below. Stay safe, stay watching us, and peace.